Everything's okay. How you doing, brother?
Great, and yourself there?
Good, perfect.
Let me see if we could get the camera like that. There we go. How's that look over there?
Looks great as always. I mean, doesn't everything from snow look great?
Awesome.
Great.
How's everything, brother?
Everything is great here in New York. Am I getting you from Toronto?
Yeah, Toronto, cold Toronto. Well, it's probably the same kind of weather as New York.
It is the same thing here, same thing there. And congratulations on the award show season. How long was it from knowing that they might be using your work to actually having it out there? Like, did you have to keep it a secret a long time?
For the Con Karma song?
Yes.
Well, I did it. Playing Skills, they got a hold of me through Juan, my partner Juan. They got a hold of me and they're like, yo, we want to do this song, Con Karma. So I was like, all right. So I gave them, I'm like, okay, let me hear what they got. So about it, maybe like 6 months later went by, and then all of a sudden, boom, he sent me some vocals and stuff. And I'm like, yo, I love it. But then another year went by, and then I didn't hear nothing. So I was like, all right, maybe they didn't do it, but maybe after that. And then they phoned up, they were like, yo, it's coming out, we got to do the video. So I was like, all right. But I couldn't get into America at that time. So I had to do the video shoot here, and he did his part down in LA. So it was fun though.
Sure. Did you know Daddy Yankee before the collaboration happened?
Of him or know him personally?
Personally.
No, I didn't know him personally. I just knew of him. I'm like, all right, Daddy Yankee. Well, that's a good name. The beginning, at least his name was pretty good. Daddy Yankee with the Daddy Snow. So I was like, But then I always knew of him. But then when they said he was going to do the remix of Informer, I'm like, all right, let me hear, because I got to hear it first. I don't care who does it. It could be Michael Jackson. I got to hear it. If I don't like it, I'm going to go, even though Michael Jackson would never do anything around here. But anyways, yeah, so when I heard it, I got chills and stuff, and I was like, this is amazing.
So that puts you in the category of being one of those artists that had hits in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s without you being old.
Wow. I'm like Aerosmith with Run DMC.
Exactly.
Run DMC came in and said, walk this way, and then brought him back, and now I'm in the reggaeton world, so I'm in the Latin world, so it's beautiful and stuff. So I'm just having fun. You know me, I'm just having fun. It comes, goes, whatever. I don't really, whatever it is, it's just fun.
Yeah, not everybody realizes the success that you've had in Japan for all these years, that even when things weren't #1 records for you here, overseas you were still killing it. Is that because you had great management, or is that just coincidence?
Great lyrics.
Great lyrics.
They didn't know what I was saying over there, so they loved it. No, I don't know. They just loved my style and reggae and stuff. So I was living large in Japan, but Japan threw me out of the country in '97 for life. So I've been kicked out of there since '97. So I haven't been back.
Got it. So immigration aside, things are going fine for you, I'd have to assume?
Oh, Japan, I still got to get, my papers right for Japan, because I miss Japan. But America let me back in after all these years. I'm allowed back in now. So I've been, down there, to my favorite spots, New York, Florida. So I've been, going amazing.
Right. Being that touring isn't the easiest thing to do for you, even before the pandemic, does that mean that you're the kind of guy who's just writing all the time?
I never really liked touring in the first place. Not because I don't like going and seeing the fans and going and doing the vibe. That wasn't really never my thing, touring. Like, I loved just picking the mic up and just going when I wanted to go. But now, you're on at 9 o'clock. And I'm like, I don't really on at 9 o'clock. So touring, I'm not a big fan of touring. So I don't mind. I just love just studio, just vibing and just coming up with different things and just stuff like that. It intrigues me, to be in the studio and listen to some, like our producer Willie and them just producing and stuff from scratch and in here and, and creating different sounds and stuff. It still gets me, I love it,
Do you write for other artists? I know that you've had to collaborate with a lot of people over the years, but do you write things and go, this should be cut by this person?
Not really, because everything I do is kind of just like, for me, it's just, it's kind of my style, but I'd like to write, but I don't, sometimes I give, bubba ding and naga dings and this and that, and but Yeah, I'm gonna write, but I just, I don't know, just if they could do my style, but whatever. I can do whatever. Yeah, I do whatever.
I think you said the magic words are if they can do your style. I don't really know anyone that can do your style because, I mean, do you call it toasting? But it's your own blend of it that I'm not sure where it came from per se. I can't quite listen to you and go, well, he's a copy of blank.
Yeah, because even when I'm in Jamaica and I'm in the booth and I'm, bangadang and I'm doing my thing, my Jamaica producer will be like, yo, Snow, what language are you speaking? I'm like, I don't know, brother. I don't know. I just keep going. So I just have fun at it and just give it, like a lot of, I think because my inspirations were like Junior Reid, Michael Rose, Tennessee in the reggae. Then I had Michael Jackson. Then I had the Police. Then I had Kiss, Max Webster, Ozzy Osbourne. So I just mixed it all, I guess, because nothing's original. Nobody's original. You had to get it from somewhere. So I just took a little pieces from, I'm glad I took a little pieces from as much people and then added, it became me. And that's what it is. So if you broke me down into the atoms, you'd find exactly what it is. It's them.
I never knew you were a Kiss fan.
What? I'm the biggest Kiss fan in the world. I used to do Kiss concerts. The first Kiss concert I did, we used to dress up and do spit in the blood. My brother was 4 years older than me. The first concert I ever did was in the Jamaican family who got me into the reggae and the hip hop and all that stuff when I was older. I was 11, and they let us use their basement. And I grew up in like a housing project. So the Jamaican family said, yeah, man, go downstairs. And we went downstairs and we're Kiss. And I didn't even know nothing about Jamaica or reggae music at this time. I'm 11. And she's upstairs cooking curry goat, and we're downstairs spitting blood. I was Peter Criss, so, So, and then we moved outside. We did the next year, we did a concert again outside. And then the third concert, we did the Public Library in Toronto, where we sold 120 tickets. At that time, I was 13, 14, 15. My brother was about 16, 15, 16. And then we sold. So I was the biggest Kiss fan. I had Kiss posters all over. So I was a Kiss fanatic. My first concert was when I was 6 years old. I went to a Kiss concert by myself at Varsity Stadium here in Toronto. My brother was 3 years old. So he was 9 and I was 6. We went to the Kiss concert ourselves. So then, boom, I became Snow and I became on Sylvia Rome label, East West Records. I was Warner Brothers, whatever, everything. And then who phoned me up after all these years? Like Gene Simmons. Snow, I want you to be on my album. I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, I'm in the studio right now. I'm doing it right now. And then my record company, Sylvia Rome, she was like, no, you're not allowed to go on Kiss's album because you're doing reggae and hip hop and that. You can't be mixed with the rock and, And I was like, what? So I was signed to her right there. So she kind of put a stop to that. So on the Kiss album, it said Snow Missing in Action on their album. This one we had albums, and in my CD I said Kiss would have been nice working with you, but I didn't get to work with them because of Sylvia Rome. So Sylvia Rome, but
Sylvia Rome was known for killing all the great rock projects of the
like Metallica.
2000s. Yeah,
Metallica. Remember, Metallica told everybody, like 60,000 people, tell her to go whatever.
Yeah, Motley Crue too. They got off the label because of her. But when you said that you saw Kiss by yourself when you were 6 years old, was that the Creatures of the Night tour?
I don't know what the name was. It was 1976, Varsity Stadium, Toronto.
Probably Destroyer or something.
Destroyer. It was Destroyer.
I had no idea. I was actually going to ask you a rock question because you're from the same neighborhood as Geddy Lee. Is that correct?
Yeah, Geddy Lee went to my school. Howie Mandel went to my school. Who else went to Mike Myers grew up in my neighborhood.
Wow.
Yeah.
They kind of set the bar high for people. You're not the only famous person from North York then, which is pretty incredible. Isn't Ty Domi also from your spot?
Ty Domi's from my neighborhood. Ty Domi's family is good friends with my family. I'm a good friend. They're close with Ty Domi. But Ty Domi, Mike Palmatier, a lot of Mike Palmatier, Gary Liebman. Yeah.
Wow. The things that I'm learning right now. Did you ever consider sampling Kiss the way that Tone Loc did?
What did Tone Loc do?
He sampled Christine 16 on Funky Cold Medina.
Oh, he chopped that in there too?
Yeah.
I got to listen back to him.
I wanted
Sample?
Gene if he got paid, and he said yes on that song.
Perfect. I wanted to do, when I was doing the album, I wanted to do Beth because I was Peter Criss, right? So my brother was Gene Simmons, Timmy Lambert was Ace Frehley, Dave Friedman was Paul Stanley, and I was Peter, and my brother was Gene. So yeah, I got to get on that. I like boom, 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 boom. It scared the shit out of me. Kiss scared the shit out of me when that song was boom, 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 boom.
War Machine?
At the beginning, when it has that little kid, because I'm 6 years old, right? And at the time when that kid comes on, remember that kid screaming?
Sure.
At the beginning, I was like, holy shit. Yeah. And I was 6 years old, so my brother was 9. So everybody I seen, I thought was Kiss because they had all the makeup on. I'm like, Sean, dude. Sean's like, no, that's just makeup. They're just, and I'm like, no, they're here. No, that's not, So that was my first Kiss concert. So matter of fact, so when I came back to school, I came back with black nail polish on. I was in grade 2. I came back to class and I stood up and I showed Kiss pictures in the class. And this little boy in my class came up and he was like, who's that? And I was like, Kiss, you never heard of Kiss? You got to come to my house. And so I dragged him to my house, and he was from my same neighborhood. He was from the same place, but I didn't know I was in grade 2. And I brought him to my house and I introduced him to rock music. And then we joined the band when we were 10. And then when we were 20 something, we wrote the song, Everybody Wants to Be Like You, and Plum Song. And he did about 2 albums with me, the guy from grade 2 who I introduced Kiss to.
Wow.
Yeah, so, yes.
You have some Jewish roots, am I correct?
Yeah, my daughter's Jewish.
I was wondering if the fact that Kiss was partially Jewish had any effect on your interest in the band.
I didn't even know who Jewish people were at that time. I had no clue about no Jewish. I didn't even really have no clue about no Catholic I went to a public school, so I didn't have no Catholic, no Muslim, which I bless my neighborhood for that because I didn't see anybody as black, white, Chinese, Muslim, all that kind of stuff. So I didn't know what that was until I was older. And I would say, what? Oh, look at that Jewish person. She's rich with that house. Holy shit. And then that's where my daughter, she's Jewish. So that's where I'm Jewish.
Well, I have 3 quick questions for you, and then you're free for me. And the first one is, my name is Darren. Does anyone on the planet call you Darren?
Mostly everybody I'm with.
Oh.
Yeah, because remember, I grew up with all the same people, like the guy I told you about in grade 2 who I did the Kiss concert with. I introduced him to Kiss. I'm still with all them people since kindergarten, since I got 30, 40, 50 friends I'm with all the time. I'm with them every day. They're at my house, they're at my mom's or this or that. They're all around. So yeah, that's Darren. So yeah, they know me since small all the way up until now. So there's no changing in my game. I couldn't change my attitude or my walk, or I couldn't act different because they would have looked at me and be like, yo, you're Darren. You know what I mean? But
I didn't know if you were going to say, don't call me that. If I ever see you that, I'm going to hit you because the name is Snow. But now I know.
No, I'm Darren way that I'm like, even DKO. That's our whole thing. That's Darren. But I'm Darren. But most people like you, see, I would call you because I had a friend. His name was Darren too, but he ended it with En.
Mm-hmm.
Like you ended it with En.
Yes.
So I would call you Ian, and you would call me Ian.
Well, Ian, my second question for you is, what's the best TV show right now, and is it Letterkenny?
Letterkenny?
Oh, I thought Canadian stereotype that everyone in Canada watched Letterkenny. I guess I'm wrong.
I never even heard of it. Letterkenny.
Okay.
I know Helen Keller.
Close, but what's the best show on TV?
No, I never heard of that show. It's probably funny. If it's from Canada, it's probably funny because we're funny people. I think we're the funniest people in the world, I think.
I'll give it that. Do
I
you
think
have a
we
favorite TV show that you could recommend since you don't know Letterkenny?
I don't know Letterkenny, so no, I don't know that. But a TV show, what, Netflix?
Sure.
Let me go with, I know it's old, but let me go with Animal Kingdom.
Okay. That's a
Let's
good
go
show.
with, let's go with Animal Kingdom. The only thing I don't like, there's a Darren in there too in that show. There's a Darren.
The Darrens there is two guys named Darren in Guns N' Roses that neither of them called themselves Darren. So I think Darrens are kind of everywhere at this point.
But Ian.
One is an IN and one is an EN.
Is it E-N-I-N? Oh, they got an E-N-I-N band.
There you go. Well, my closing question is, any last words for the kids?
For the kids. And for the kids where? Like in music?
Sure.
Have fun. Just have fun with it and do whatever. And don't let nobody say, this and that, whatever. Like, this new hip hop is not what I like. Who cares what you like? They like it. You know what I mean? And you just have fun with what they're doing and do it from the heart. That's all I say. I always do it from the heart and don't do it for no agenda. Don't put no agenda on it. That's like people say, when they meditate, they meditate. And I said, why you meditate? They say, because I'm meditating because I want to get peaceful in my mind and I want to get better. I said, then you ain't meditating because you have your eye on the prize. You can't have your eye on the prize. Once you have your eye on the prize and you have an agenda and you're doing it for some reason, it's not going to happen. So if you're doing it for the money, don't do it. If you're doing it for the girls, don't do it. But if you're doing it for the love in your heart, then do it for the love in your heart. And it's going to come. You know what I mean? So that's what I always say to the little kids and stuff. You know what I mean? And just go with it. And don't worry about nothing. And don't worry about, when I first came out, I was in Biggie Smalls, Tupac, 90s area, all 90s era, where the rapper couldn't sing. The rapper had to get Jodeci to do a song. They had to get this. They had to get this guy to do maybe to get a reggae guy. I didn't follow them rules. That's why I wanted to do a Kiss song on my first album, because I didn't follow no rules. I said, what? I sang on my first album. I did the beatbox on my first album. I did reggae on my first album. I rapped. I did everything on my first album. What I like to do. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is just don't hold back and do what you got to do, and don't let nobody say, you can't do that, and that's not this, and if you want to do a country song, do a country song if it's in your heart. Just find the right boots, and you'll be all right.
Well said, man.
Rock and roll. I'm a rock and roll before I'm anything else. I'm a rock and roll before I'm reggae. I'm a rock and roll before I'm hip hop. I'm a rock and roll before anything. I'm a classic rock Q107. Like that's my, rock is my classic rock though. I'm not a heavy metal. I'm not a Metallica, Motley Crue, Black Sabbath. I'm not Black Sabbath. I'm Ozzy, so Kiss, I'm Max Webster. I'm Rush. I'm America. I'm them people. So,
The man has taste. What can
Steely Dan. Steely Dan's like America and Steely Dan are probably one of my favorite albums. America Greatest Hits. So that's see how I know this is because I got my turntable back. So I got my turntable, right? And I needed to start my collection again, my vinyl collection. So I started from the beginning. So I started from my rock, right? Got all my Kiss, got all, and then I got into the hip hop, and then I got into the reggae, and then, so that's where it is.
Van Halen? I didn't hear the name Van Halen said.
Oh, Van Halen. Yeah, I love Van Halen. I love David Lee Roth. David Lee Roth is probably one of them. He should be from my neighborhood because he's funny. I like he's positive. I like that he's always positive and he got a beautiful smile on his face. So yeah, David. Yeah. So bless Van Halen. Bless his death there so much. Yeah.
Well, after this article comes out, I need to have you on my second podcast, which is just about David Lee Roth, and I'm not kidding. So I look forward to having you on there.
That's weird. Yeah, for sure. See how I say that? See, it ain't no. I don't shy away from anything. I say it right from my heart. If I like you, I like you. If I don't, I don't. I don't say, I'm reggae and I'm this, I'm hip hop and I'm been in jail and I'm that. Nah, man. That's none of that. I love the rock. I love this. I love that. And if you go to jail, then you're not the smartest thing. You know what I mean? Even though I love all my people that have been locked up and all them kind of things, though. But you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Move it smart and move it right, and that's one thing I could say about Toronto, like even like a Drake. Like a Drake grew up in a nice neighborhood over here, and he's not from the streets and he's not from the hood and all that kind of stuff. And he made it big and beautiful and stuff. So all that, you need to be from the hood, you need to be gangster, and you need to be all this, that. You don't need to be none of that. Look at Drake. Drake is beautiful and he's huge right now, and so we got to follow that path. We should follow that path, this path. If we did it right. So that's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, David Lee Roth, let's do it, brother. Hi.
Thank you, Ian, or rather, thank you, Ian.
No, you're Ian. What are you calling me, Ian?
Thanks, man. Continue.
Ian, I'll see you in a minute, Ian, and David Lee Roth, and thanks for respect, my brother. One love.
Exact. Have a great day, man. Take care.
You too, brother.
Paltrocast.